Hi there, Mogi. Great to see you writing new essays. You're working so hard, so I know you're going to do a fantastic job on your IELTS. Okay, so without any further ado, let's just get straight into these and see what you wrote. Do copyright laws limit creativity or reward it? Would society function better without such rules and regulations? The copyright laws have been one of the most debated topics of recent time. Okay, you didn't even need the copyright laws because we haven't referred to any so far. It's just generally speaking copyright laws. Okay, so no that here. Many people argue that special rights to use certain products or services require specific conditions and have negative effects on that innovation. Further, they believe that the community could be better off of those exclusive rights. Okay, the special rights require specific conditions and have negative effects on the innovation. So what are you saying? That it limits creativity? Is that what you meant to say here? Furthermore, they believe that the community would be better off without those exclusive rights. I hope I've understood it correctly. If this is what you mean, then it will be clear throughout the rest of your essay. Let's see. However, in this essay, I will highlight the importance of protection of the owner's rights by statute and support the view that regulations help to flourish ideas. How about not help to flourish ideas, but help ideas flourish? That's the correct syntax here. Okay, the governing rules of rights to use intellectual property have positive effects, plural, on the creation. Generally, if there is a noun form of a word, we prefer it over the ing. So instead of creating, it should be creation. Okay, so let me try this again. The governing rules of rights to use intellectual property have positive effects, plural, on the creation of works unlike any other. All right, it's a little complicated. I think you're trying to say something much simpler, but it's coming off a little complicated. I would like to see this rephrased so that the message comes across more easily, okay? This is because to create copyright infringement, people need to think outside the box and find alternative ways to produce a unique product. For instance, without intellectual property's legal barrier, Harry Potter sequels or Star Wars movies would not exist. Therefore, the Copyright Acts help to not prosper, but promote or maybe develop or something, new concepts and imagination. Okay, so Mogi, I'm having a little trouble with this paragraph. I think, there's some underlying meaning to what you're saying, but I'm having a hard time trying to kind of grasp what you're trying to say. So I would like this whole paragraph to be a little clearer. And what you're trying to say just be expressed a little in simpler terms, perhaps, so that your message gets across. Okay, I think you're kind of overcomplicating it. So take a look at the comments I made again and make some adjustments to this paragraph in order to improve it. The public as a whole should obey the rights of intellectual properties. In order to encourage inventiveness and to embrace the effort put into work, the government needs to advertise and explain the significance of the law to the community more. This is where this word needs to go at the very end. For example, a simple short animation about intellectual property rights, you didn't even need to give it a possessive here. It's not a living object, so it shouldn't really have possession. Instead, what we do is we just say intellectual property rights. Okay, so an animation about this can be an efficient method to deliver the message to the community. Therefore, the government's participation on the aforementioned law is vital in order to communicate related laws successfully to its citizens, plural. I think this is what you mean. You're trying to say here that the government really needs to be a part of it and explain to people how they can benefit from it. If this is what you're trying to say, then you need to make these adjustments here to this sentence. To conclude, even though there are differences in views, I strongly believe that the copyright laws encourage to invent exceptional works, and the role of the state is to promote above law is essential. Again, this is a little unclear. I'm not really understanding what you're trying to say here. Okay, so you've got some nice elements. There's some places that are really easy to read, really clear, but there are some places where the reader kind of has some difficulty to understand the underlying meaning. So try to kind of clarify those pieces a little bit, and let's go into your next essay. Okay, so here is your letter. Let's go right into it. Dear Examination Committee member, I apologize that I missed Econ 5001, the Econ 5001 final exam on the 21st of February 2018 without providing required evidence. My name is Mogi. I am an economics undergraduate student at the School of Business. My student ID and case number are this and this respectively. On the day of the exam, I woke up with severe flu symptoms and a very high temperature. Although I went to see a general practitioner to get a prescription, I completely forgot about asking for a medical certificate. However, I am visiting the GP again later this week to obtain medical evidence to prove that I was sick that day. Then I will send the document to you straight away. Since I spent a significant amount of time preparing for the exam and my midterm results were fairly good, I do not want to fail this subject. That's the best way to say this. I do not want to fail this subject because of this unfortunate event. Therefore, could you, remember it's a formal letter, so stick to modals like could, would, should, may. Therefore, could you please consider my, this isn't really the appropriate word here, my extenuating circumstances, my medical circumstances perhaps, and allow me to take a deferred exam. Let's see, how did you wrap it up? Yours sincerely. Now, you don't really know the name of the person, so it would be okay to say yours faithfully. When we know the name of the person, we can use yours sincerely, but you don't seem to. So you could say yours faithfully. Okay, it was really well done. You can see that I actually corrected very little of it, Mogi. The only thing, if I had to really kind of nitpick and point out some details here, would be there's really no reason to separate these paragraphs. I would have liked to see these together. Now, in task 1, your paragraphing is not super important. Certainly, it's not as important as it is in task 2. But if you're really looking to get a very high grade, like, you know, perhaps an 8, then paragraphing is something you need to consider. So I would rethink the way you divided these paragraphs. Perhaps these could be one, and then these could be another one. Alrighty, so you've done a really nice job. I especially liked your letter. It was really well executed. So well done. Great job. Keep it up. Keep writing. Don't forget to add these errors to your error correction list. Send back your corrected essays along with your new essays within the next 24 hours. So I will be looking for your essays, and until then, bye-bye.